Good morning, good morning. Let me put on my magic bracelet. It's supposed to get down to 47 tonight. Be up in the 70s, but still, yikes, it's cold. We made it through Milton. A lot of people haven't in Florida. Before I talk about this, I have to examine this. This is washi tape from the washi tape shop. And if you see the labels, you might know why I sold a body part to buy this. They're very expensive, but the quality is outstanding. But they, that their Instagram got me. It's like, oh, you might like this. I'm like, oh, why did you show me that? And I've seen it a few times. I'm like, I think it was a weak moment after the storm. And I'm like, I think I'm going to buy that. I need to put all this on my Hobonichi. But it's individual stickers. Let me see how to get this. Here it is. It's stickers, I guess, like that PET tape. I don't even know what I bought. I can't get this apart. Oh, there it is. But look at this. Just look at the colors. Luscious. Let's see. Where's the repeat? Holy mackerel. This is a yard long, and I still don't have a repeat yet. Oh. Okay. There's a couple things repeated. Oh, here it is. Here it is. That's a yard long. Oh my gosh. But I mean, all of them. Look at this. Look at that. It's all like watercolors. Beautiful. Ooh. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I love this one. Like a little troll house and a ghost in a tree and a bunch of pumpkins. But I didn't buy just one. I know. I think when I first started seeing washi tape shop, they were mailed out of China still. But now there's some kind of USA warehouse or something. Because I ordered from them direct. They have, I think they have a little bit on Amazon, but they didn't have these. Or that was somebody else, I can't remember. This is 3 different rolls. Now this is actual washi tape. But a lot of the same characters, but just not a sticker form. It's washi tape form. I think a lot of the same aesthetic. All 3 of them. But I couldn't resist. Anyhow. And that'll last me forever. I don't need to buy Halloween washi tape ever again. Oh, said no one ever. All right, I have a couple scraps. I don't need all of the scraps. Okay, this is me getting my frustrations out. I'm going to put the video for this that I made on Procreate right here. Okay. So you saw how I made it. I took a bunch of newspaper articles about the hurricanes. Helene, Milton, and now there's another one out there following the same path called Nadine, which my sister and I have a friend. Her name is Nadine, so I'm going to tease her about that. And then I put some angry exclamations about some of the, for lack of a better word, crap that went on in the news yesterday. And then I'm like, get it out of your system, barf it onto a piece of paper, and then paint over it. And I did. And I love this. So, you got it. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get your anger, frustrations out. And you don't believe in guns. You make art. Okay. This one was wet yesterday. And this binder wants to close. And there's a piece of, okay, it's glue. It's dry now. Glue that was being aggravating yesterday. Okay. And Kurtie, if y'all don't read the comments, you should read the comments. Sometimes. Most of the time. All the time. You guys are always nice. But she said, you need to put burlap on the cover. I'm like, yes! Yes! So good. I don't know if I have any burlap, though. I know I have, like, a drop cloth fabric type. I can, like, tea stain it or something, and it'll look like burlap. I really like this. This is totally off script for me and not what I was planning on at all, but I love it. Okay, today, as the title says, it is a double-decker debacle, and I'm going to read you the story. Double-decker buses all over London have had their doors glued shut. The citizens of London depend highly on this form of transportation, and this silly mystery must be solved immediately, says the Queen from Buckingham Palace. Sherlock Holmes has been hired to get to the bottom of this mystery. Now, if you know anything about Sherlock Holmes, number one, there was no Queen Elizabeth at that time, and there were no buses. That's neither here nor there. Got it? Got it. Okay. So, I think I saw something on Instagram yesterday. All right, I'm going to just have to put this in when it dries because this book drives me nuts. And I may or may not have made my own prompt list for Christmas yesterday out of frustration also. Now, are y'all there? Our electricity just went out for like an hour. Hi. I don't even know where I was. All right. But my sister was talking to me and I couldn't get her to be quiet. So I had to talk to her. Sometimes they don't. Anyhow. So I'm sitting here gluing all my snippets down. In one of my books. I worked on my Hobonichi. I put some stuff in my car that's going to go to the beach. Anyhow. Sorry, I'm choking here. So I think I showed you this and showed you the video on how I did this. And why I did this was because of stupidity in the news cycle yesterday. So, and I read you the story. The double-decker debacle. Which, where is that? It needs to go on here. I think I was starting to tell you that the Queen was not the Queen during Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's days that he wrote these. And they didn't have buses. But that's neither here nor there. Okay? Okay. That's between me and you. Don't tell anybody that I did this off kilter. Now, I cut out a piece of paper the size of my pages. And I saw somebody do this on Instagram. I'm like, oh, I like that. It was a, no, it wasn't Instagram. It was YouTube somewhere. My art university that I'm going to. And if you can hear my stomach growling, please ignore it. I've already had yogurt and a fruit. So they had a painting. Oh, no, it was a guy that paints in Chicago. He's a chef, but he also paints. Anyhow, I was like, I wonder if I could do something like that. And one of his paintings had like a red bottom. And I'm not copying, I'm influenced. Because mine won't be exactly like his by any means. And he's an artist and I'm not. I'm just a lady that likes to talk a lot. And play with paint supplies, art supplies. But I just thought it was interesting the way he did his abstract painting. Oh, I know what it was. Now I know what it was. I like to watch these design shows, and then they sometimes will tell you, oh, that painting is by so-and-so. That's what it was. So I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, I like his aesthetic. On some I didn't like. So I'm going to take this, and what he had was like all kinds of abstract painting that was dripping down into the red. But since I can't do that, they were kind of like a circle, the circle idea, but they were oblong, like skateboards. So I'm wondering if I could do something like that and maybe add something to it then. But I thought this would be kind of cool. And I kind of, this one's kind of straight. So I'm going to put this one over here on the edge. This one over here. That like, I don't want the same stuff to be next to the same stuff because that'll give it more of an abstract look. I kind of want them a little bit longer. That looks stupid. Okay. But maybe a couple together won't look stupid. I have to tell you that when the electricity went out, my heart sank. It's very windy here. Not hurricane windy, but I am worried about our trees. So is our neighbor. We just haven't heard from the tree guy about a definite day. And I would like him to come before I go to the beach so that I don't have to worry about it. But it's not looking like that's going to happen. And then my husband's going to be out of town, out of state. And he kind of wants him to come when he gets back. And I'm like, that means I'm going to have this dog that now has to be carried everywhere. Although I will tell you, we have become one of those people that has their dog in a stroller. I know. It's supposed to be delivered today. And Ken has to put it together. I went to Walmart to see if they had one because on the internet it said they had them. Well, they have them on their website, not in store. So then I was looking at baby strollers. Who can afford to pay $600 for a baby stroller at Walmart? I don't think so for that either. I keep hearing all this heavy equipment, but there's two houses. Okay, now I think I'm just going to, ooh, I don't have these glued on here. of like the white edges from the torn paper showing. But that's as far as I've gotten. So I have no clue how I'm going to put... I might just do this. I know what I'm going to do. That's black. Actually, well, I don't want straight edges. I'm just using the red because of the color of the buses. And if you're new here, this is me playing with Halloween. My way. Telling a story. And every day it's a different story. Okay. And welcome. I hate my writing, but it is what it is. I don't even know if I spelled that right. The buckle kind of looks okay. Leave a lot of room here. I'm going to say something that's really kind of graphic. So if you don't want to hear something graphic, don't listen. It's short. My husband was talking to a client yesterday. And he has family in the affected areas up in North Carolina. And they said, what you're seeing on the news is very whitewashed. Because they're not showing you the dead animals in the mud, the cows, horses, cats, dogs, and some people. It's just, and I don't know. I mean, they still haven't, there's still a bunch of people missing, and they have like marked places where there's like, there's a body there, there's a body there. Till they can get more equipment and everything up there. It's just really sad. Okay. Very tragic. Very, 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 very horrible. So when I complain about my situation here, I know how lucky I am. I'm very, very aware. It could have been us. Okay, now, we're only 2 hours from Asheville. Well, 2.5. But it was just the rivers that converge right there, and it's just like, it was a perfect storm, literally. I expect to see a movie about this in 15 years. And I wondered when this was going to happen. My husband said he heard it the other day. The Biltmore, which is a gigantic tourist attraction and is right there, donated $2 million to the Red Cross or something like that. Like, they should. Good for them. And I don't know if Anderson Cooper's talked about it at all. He seems to be focusing on Israel and the election, which gagged me. But his last name is Vanderbilt. Anderson Cooper Vanderbilt. So, he can't help where it happened. And I don't think he has any affiliation to the Biltmore, but it was his relatives that built it. And I'm not saying he's a bad person. I had a huge crush on Anderson Cooper and admire him greatly. Don't know him, so if there's anything bad about him, don't tell me. I don't want to mess with my image. I don't like that at all. Never fear, we can fix it. Oh, a chair's squeaky just in time for Halloween. I saw a real artist using these the other day. Like, ooh, I love these things. They're child grade, according to the internet, but I like them. Tempera paint sticks. It's like lipstick, drawing with lipstick. I'm kind of just elongating the colors a little bit. Trying to. Ooh, my stomach's growling. Don't listen, don't listen. I don't know why. Trying not to buy extra groceries because we're getting down to the nitty gritty. To go back to the beach. Now, I want a little white. Even though I covered up a lot of white, I still want a little bit. In theory, it sounded great. Execution? Not so sure. It's the red, I know. But I really wanted it to work. See if we frame the whole thing, if that doesn't help. A messy frame. Somebody said one time on that art university that I go to, YouTube, and said, if you put a border around something that's kind of messy, it kind of corrals it in the best sort of way. Maybe a little black. I think I used the wrong color blue. It's part of the problem. Surely that's the only problem. Kind of brought some lines to connect the two layers, these little layers with the big layers. I love it, but it doesn't go with the red. And I know. Don't say anything. I'm going to leave it. Okay, now, I think I might just glue this to the back and put this back here somehow. Woo! Wrong one. Have I lost it again? Good Lord. Somebody help me. How did I lose it again? Oh, jeez. Okay. So, hopefully, oh, now I need to make a little quilt, a throw for Gunner's stroller, because we don't want them sitting in there on just plain old plastic. God forbid the dog be uncomfortable, as well as bad knees. Oh, and I'm going to include a couple little pictures. I don't remember if I did already. We had a lizard in my pumpkins on the front porch, and we had a huge banana slug. I mean, that thing was almost as big as my foot. All right, there's a little bit of white, and I'm going to leave it and draw a little bit of red around it. Too bad I didn't cut it straight, though. Now, where are the holes? Oh, good Lord. Oh, here they are. Me having the story on the back or some semblance of the next page over has helped with like the next page. You don't have to worry about matching stuff up. I want a messy border here. Better glue it down, I guess. Ooh, that's really cut straight. Said no one ever about my stuff. I ordered a new pair of pants, just like everyday pants, and I try to get capris because we have warm weather 10 months out of the year. So I like the capri length, and it kind of works for my life. Well, my dog chewed them. He can't do that so much right now because he can't pull things, he can't get on his hind legs to pull things off of beds or the edges of dressers or whatever. And so I ordered a new pair. Similar. I can't find one just like them, but it came with all kinds of catalogs. So I have all these people, women mostly. I think a couple men things came too. Catalogs for men's clothing. I'm like, ooh, this is good journal fodder. All right, double-decker debacle. The red is problematic, but the red is in the double-decker, so it just is. You think we have it bad. Their doors are getting glued together, so even worse than what we have. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and take off my magic bracelet that gives me all good luck. And go edit and watch the news. See what happened in Florida. It's not good, I know. All right, thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Bye.